Yo, what's going on? It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game. What's good, people? So in this video, I want to talk about 5 reasons why picking up women is difficult for you. You know, because I get a lot of guys who they hit me up, send me emails all the time, and they're like, damn, man, I'm trying to holler at these girls. You know, it's hard out here. You know, I'm not making it happen, or if I'm trying to do it, it's not going the way I want it to go. I keep getting rejected, all these other things, right? And, you know, a lot of guys have issues with picking up women. You know, there's a lot of advice out there. Some good, some, not so good or whatever. And, you know, what I wanted to do, I wanted to come up with 5 reasons as to why you're having trouble, picking up these chicks, right? So I'm going to go through these reasons, and this is in no order of importance, but I'm just going to, label them and talk about them, all right? So number 1, the first reason why you're, picking a woman is difficult for you is because you hesitate. You hesitate to go and approach a woman. And the reason why you hesitate is because you're scared, you're nervous, right? So sometimes, I even see this when I go out. I see a lot of times where I go to different events and, parties and different things like that. And I see guys sort of hovering over a girl. I could see he wants to go and say something, but he's kind of, hesitating because he's like, oh, he's either scared, he doesn't know what to say or whatever it is. But the hesitation is stopping him from going and making it happen. And when you hesitate, it makes you lose momentum for you to even go and do it. And then what happens is you sort of try to rationalize in your mind why you're not doing it and why you shouldn't do it. You're like, oh, forget it. She's all the way over there. She seems like she's, busy, or she seems like she doesn't want to talk, or, she seems like she doesn't want to be bothered. And then so you just, that hesitation causes you to rationalize why you're not doing it and why you don't think it's a good idea to continue thinking about doing it, right? But, the reason why you're scared is because of what you think might happen when you go and do it, right? But the thing that I've noticed, not just with myself, but people that I coach and, other guys that I'll hang out with and, and talk to girls with or whatever, is that all you really need to do is just push yourself to do it. It's kind of like, when a person says they have stage fright or they're scared to go up on the stage or in front of people, and it's like they have this fear, but once they're on the stage or once they're up there, it's not as bad as they thought it was, and they go through with what they were supposed to do. And then when they get off the stage, it's like, oh, okay, well, I did it. I'm still alive. Everything is cool. But it's like once they got up there, it wasn't as big of a deal because they, now they're actually in the situation and they're going through it. So the same thing happens when you're approaching women. That hesitation is stopping anything from happening. And all you got to do is sort of just push yourself a little bit to just do it. And then while you're there, it's not as bad as you think. Do you understand what I'm saying? Even if you get rejected or, stuff doesn't go the way you expect, or you're running out of stuff to say or whatever it is, it's not as bad as you think, when you actually do it. So it's better to just push yourself and do it and make it happen so that you can actually be in a situation so you can learn from it. So you can say, okay, well, maybe next time when I approach a girl, I should do this or do that, right? But the hesitation is going to stop you, okay? So that's one reason why, picking up chicks is difficult for you, because you hesitate. Second reason is you are scared of rejection, right? And I always tell people this, that being scared of rejection, it doesn't make sense because rejection is part of it. It's part of the process. I understand you don't have to like it. You don't have to be like, oh, great, rejection is awesome. But what I'm saying is that it's really part of the process of you getting women. So you can't get women unless you get rejected. Just think about it in that way. You cannot get women unless you get rejected. Why? Because when you're approaching women or you're trying to get girls, there are going to be some girls who are not going to be feeling you. There's some girls who you're not going to really get with because of whatever reason. So it's part of it. It's part of the whole thing. You understand? It's like saying, hey, I want you to make me an omelet, without cracking the egg. You have to crack the egg to get the omelet. You have to get rejected to get girls. That's part of it, right? So the quicker you accept that, then the easier, it will be for you to start talking to more girls, because you'll be like, okay, well, I'm going to do it. And, if I get rejected, it is what it is, right? But you're still scared of it. So this is why it's stopping you. And this is why it's difficult for you to actually, make it happen with the women, right? Now, the third reason why picking up women is difficult for most guys is you don't know what to say. You don't know what to say. So you're like, okay, fine, I'm going to approach this girl. I go up to her. Now, what the fuck do I say? Right? Now, the thing is this, and I've said this in a couple of other audio programs and stuff that I've done, is that talking to a woman should be like talking to anybody else, generally. Meaning that a lot of guys, if I said, hey, could you go and like find out if that guy that works at that store knows if they sell such and such or whatever, right? So you go across the street and you go into, let's say, Home Depot, and you go up to the guy who works there and you're like, hey, excuse me, do you guys sell this thing? And then the guy's probably like, I'm not sure, let me go check. And then he's like, well, what does it look like? You're like, oh, it's this thing. It's kind of, it's a metal thing, and it fits inside of this and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, oh, okay, well, I think we got one of those. And then he shows you the thing. Is like, is this in? You're like, no, I don't think that's it. It's some. So you're having this conversation with this guy about whatever it is that you're doing in that moment, right? So you don't say to me, oh, hey, I'm saying, hey, go and ask this guy if he has this thing over there. And you don't say, oh, but what do I say to him? I don't know what to say. Like, you're just talking. You're just having a conversation about something, right? So the same thing applies to women. See, a lot of guys have difficulty because they think they have to do something special. They think they have to entertain a woman. They're so like, they're all up in their head because they're nervous. You understand? But they're nervous because they are putting this, energy out there, meaning, to make it seem as if, this has to be a perfect conversation, and I have to say the right things at the right time, at the right moment to get her to like me. And then all that pressure comes in, and then that's when you end up feeling like you have nothing to say. You see what I'm saying? But the thing is that when you're having conversations with women, it's like you're having conversations with anybody else. You're just talking. And then, but the only difference is with women is that since you are sort of trying to, navigate a way to either get a date or get sex or whatever, you sort of steer that conversation in that direction. Right? But, the general thing when you're actually talking to women is just having that conversation. So you not knowing what to say is basically you just putting women on a pedestal and feeling like you have to say something special. You have to come up with something super like dynamic to have a conversation with her. And the thing is, the more that you talk to women, the more that you'll get used to interactions that you're having with women when you're flirting with them. But again, it takes for you to actually push yourself to go out there and talk to women and make it happen, right? Now, the fourth reason why picking up women is difficult for most guys is that you're not good at reading the social cues. You understand? You're not good at reading how this chick is interacting with you. So like, even let's say, for example, some guys miss out on the fact that a woman is like checking them out, and what that actually means. Like if she's, she's choosing you, she's checking you out, she's and she's feeling you. And certain guys, they'll be like, oh, I don't know what to do now. And it's like, yo, go and approach her right now. You understand? Because she's giving you that sign, right? And the thing is, also, some guys don't realize if a woman is interested in them or not. So sometimes you will approach a woman and you won't really, you might not necessarily know if she's feeling you or not in that situation because you're not picking up on the social cues. And then sometimes what I see a lot of guys do is, which is a complete waste of time, is that they won't realize that the girl they're talking to is not really into them. And then they'll still sort of be like, oh, so, can I get your number? Let me get your number. And it's just like, and then the girl either says, no, I'm good or whatever. She rejects him, or she'll just sort of give him the number just so that he could stop talking to her and like she can like leave the situation. But she's going to basically ignore the number when you call her. She's going to, not pick up the phone because she wasn't really interested. But certain guys don't realize or pick up on those cues. So it's kind of like even going to that point is wasting time. See, I always say that it's good generally to close the deal when you're talking to women. But a lot of times there are going to be certain situations that you're in where closing the deal is not going to even make sense. It's going to be a waste of time because at that point, the girl, most likely if you try to close the deal, she's going to reject you or she's going to say, hey, now I'm good or whatever. She's not going to give you the number because of those social cues she was displaying up front. See, the thing is, a lot of women are not going to technically flat out say, oh, well, I'm not interested in you, or they're not going to flat out say, I'm not attracted to you, or I don't like you, or you're annoying me. They're not going to say stuff like that, but they're going to do little things like they're going to sort of like, say one word answers. They're going to sort of like not be paying too much attention to you while you're talking to them. They're not going to be engaged in the conversation, and that's showing that she's not that interested. You understand? So knowing that, then you can just be like, all right, peace out, you just keep it moving instead of wasting time trying to keep talking to her because, a lot of guys are on this whole, oh, I got to build attraction and create rapport and do all this other stuff. And, it's like you're wasting time. Just move on to the next girl, right? And, so the thing is, a good sign is that if you're talking to a chick and she's like asking questions, asking about you and what you're about and what you're doing, that's a good sign that she's, interested in you. If a chick is just sort of, like you're the one doing all the talking, you're asking her stuff and she's just giving you one word answers. She's being sort of like, quiet and just not really, engaging in it. Then it's like, okay, yeah, this is the type of girl I don't need to even bother with. Right. So you keep it moving. Now, the fifth reason why picking up women is difficult for most guys is because most guys are too outcome dependent. And I've talked about this a lot. I've actually talked about this on my DVD, Reclaim the Game, New Dating Rules for Men. So make sure you get that at mrlucario.com. But when we talk about outcome dependent, what that means is a lot of guys are so dependent on the outcome and of the interactions they having with the girl. So what they do is they base their happiness or sense of well-being or their manliness or whatever you want to, their ego, whatever it is, they base that on the interactions that they're having with women, right? So when you're outcome dependent, what happens is that you're looking for a certain outcome to make you feel good. So you're looking for, when you approach this woman, you're looking for her to give you the number, to keep talking to you, and so that you can feel good about yourself. And by you doing that, what happens is that if you start talking to a couple of chicks and you're outcome dependent, and let's say you're looking for that woman to give you the number to make you feel good about yourself, if she doesn't give you the number, you're going to feel bad, right? If another girl rejects you, you're going to feel bad. You're going to keep feeling bad because you're getting rejected. And then what happens is at a certain time, you're going to say, you know what, fuck all this. I'm not talking to no more girls. And that is what will make it difficult for you to even go pick up women, because you have put yourself in a position to be scared and feel bad when you get rejected because you were depending too much on the outcome. See, now this is the way that you do it. This is sort of like the trick, right? Is this. Because you're probably saying, well, don't I want the girl? Don't I want to get her? And shouldn't I feel good if I do get her? And shouldn't I be upset if it doesn't happen? And see, that's the wrong way to go about it. And this is why it gets difficult for you guys. You know what I'm saying? Because you're focusing too much on that. So what happens is that a lot of guys, let's say on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being you feel terrible about yourself, and 10 being you feel great about yourself, right? Now, let's say most guys are at a 5, right? So between 1 and 10, they're at a 5. So let's say this guy goes up to a girl, he talks to her, and then she rejects him. Now he's at a 3, right? And then the next day he goes back to a 5, and then he talks to another girl, she rejects him. He's at a 3. And then the next day he goes back to a 5. Now, let's say one day he talks to a girl and then she gives him a number and she's like feeling him or whatever. Now he went from a 5 to a 10, right? Then let's say another day he's back at a 5 and then he goes and he talks to a girl and then she gives him a number and he's all excited. Now he's going up to a 10, right? But see, what's happening is that you are making the outcome dictate how you feel. And by doing that, what's going to happen is if that you get rejected enough, you are going to end up being scared to talk to women. Now, if you're getting a lot of girls' numbers and everything, and you are making yourself go from a 5 to a 10, that's still not good because the anxiety you're going to feel about keeping that up is going to make you miserable. So what do? Right? What's the best course of action? The best course of action is to always keep yourself at a 10. Right? So the thing is, you desire that you say, I desire going up to this girl and talking to her and getting with her. This is what I want to do. Right? But you stay at a 10 no matter what happens. So if she gives you the number, if things go the way you want it to go, you're at a 10. If she rejects you, guess what? You're still at a 10. You're at a 10 before you talk to her. You're at a 10 while you're talking to her. And you're at a 10 after you're talking to her. No matter what happens. Do you understand? Because that is what's going to keep you going. That's what's going to keep it going, because now you're not letting whatever happens dictate how you feel. You understand? Because you're always sort of on neutral. It's like, hey, if it happens, cool. If it doesn't happen, I'm cool either way. It's all good, goddammit. You understand? But see, if you're doing it the other way, where you're making the outcomes dictate how you feel about yourself, got you going up and down and all this other stuff, you understand? That's what's going to make it difficult for you. And the thing is that if you're at a 10 all the time, then you won't even be scared of rejection. Why? Because it doesn't matter, because you're still going to be at a 10. And this is why a lot of guys are scared of rejection and doing all this other stuff, because they're scared because they are making the rejections bring them down. If the rejection can't bring you down, then it doesn't matter if you get rejected. Do you understand what I'm saying? And that's the point where you got to be at. That's the mindset you got to have. You understand? So again, I'm going to go through these again. So number 1 was you hesitating. Don't hesitate. Number 2 is guys are scared of rejection. Number 3 is you don't know what to say. Number 4 is you're not good at reading social cues. And number 5 is that you are too outcome dependent. All right? So guys, you have to, work on this stuff, because when you work on, approaching girls and making these things happen, then it will become easier for you. You understand? The practice is what's going to make it work. So guys, what I want you to do now is I just came out with my new audio program, Master Approaching Women in 30 Days or Less. This joint is the shit. It's so simple. Click the link below or go straight to MrLocario.com and go to the store page. Or you can just click the link below, get your copy today. This shit is awesome. And holla at me and let me know what you think. All right, so I'm out of here. Remember, guys, the truth is inside you. Peace. I'm gone. All right, now before you click off this video, I need you to do 3 quick things. First, I need you to click the link below to send me your questions, because if you have any questions, I'll answer them in a video. 2, click the link under that to get my free ebook, The Magnificent 10 Crucial Dating Tips for Men. It gives you 10 tips on how to attract beautiful women. And number 3, I want you to click the link under that to go to badboymembership.com, where you get 45 through 90-minute audio and video tutorials every month. Hey, what's up? It's dating and life coach Mr. Locario. Go to badboymembership.com and master the dating game by joining my Bad Boy Membership program. In this program, you'll receive 45 through 90-minute, easy-to-follow, step-by-step dating advice tutorials that's guaranteed to help you attract, date, and have sex with beautiful women. Join the Bad Boy Membership today by going to badboymembership.com. That's badboymembership.com.